Oh my goodness.
Good
Stacey.
morning.
Good morning.
Woo.
Oh, we are coming to you all. This is episode uno, number
Yeah.
one. So
Wow.
it's here. Stacey and I have been talking about this for, our higher selves have been playing with it, I think, for quite some time.
Absolutely.
And here we are. And so, hello, everyone. Hello. We're so excited that you're here, that you're tuning in. And we're just going to tell you a little bit about ourselves and like how STiLL with Stacey and Jill got birthed.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
We make a lot of sounds. So sometimes you might not hear actual words.
Which might be the point, to be still and just be in the sound.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, I am Jill Heiman. If we're just new to each other and meeting, I am the creator and founder of Awake Journey, which is a community that supports and holds powerhouse women to create their dreams into reality by flowing from overdrive into purpose driven. I'm also really lit up because I am taking a new segue of something I love so much and supporting conscious creators to capture the identity of their brand, of their business. And this is like a new branch that I'm like leafing out slowly into the world. So y'all will hear more about that, but I'm just so grateful to be here. I have nearly 20 years experience in corporate America, to share a little more about myself because our brains love this. But some years in corporate America, specifically with consumer packaged goods. So all about the brand, good for you brands. I just love that. And currently partnered with a really epic brand. I do mentorship work with mindset and embodiment. And I'm also an intuitive guide supporting your energy body to really transform and alchemize energy. And Stacey and I will be talking about something we're both in. We're both like teacher training right now for something so exciting. We'll share with you all as we keep going. But that's about me. I live in Asheville, outside of Asheville, North Carolina. A beautiful property. You'll hear me call her the nest. She's nestled out here in, it's like 20 acres of beautiful mountain land. I hold retreats here and she's just so epic to be in nature. And yeah, if you want to hear more about it, I'm also a best-selling author and you can read about my journey here in Sacred Spaces #2. And gosh, I'm just so excited to be here with you, Stacey. So tell us about you, your intro, self-advocate, sis.
I always love to hear you talk about who you are. And for all women, I love to hear us talk about who we are. And it's not about titles and labels and what we do in our relationship with other people that defines us. I get to know so much about everybody just hearing who they are. So thank you for that. And comment below in our space here because we want to get to know who you are too. Tell us who you are. And if you need to include labels, because that's where we are, I'm a teacher, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, I'm a wife, I'm a whatever, that's perfectly fine. But just be sure to include something about who you are so we get to know exactly who's under the title, who's under the label. So, Stacè Middlebrooks, I am here today joining from Buffalo, New York, which is my hometown of birth that I am back in after decades and decades of being away, spending over 25 years of my life in the Atlanta, Georgia area, and then about 5 years of my life in Southern California in Temecula. So that's where I am. Here's who I am. I'm just a woman. I'm just a woman going through all the womanly things and really tracking what I'm going through so that I can deliver any sort of wisdom and knowledge to other women who will inevitably go through all the things as well. So what I've been titled for my company, Purpose Powered Coaching and Consulting, is Chief Empowerment Officer. I'm all about women's empowerment, as I'm sure Jill is as well, and any of our guests. They are all about women's empowerment. I have over 25 years of corporate experience, mainly in the human resources space and in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging space. I'm a former head of inclusion and diversity. So that has been my world as far as my adult corporate space. All alongside of that, parallel to that, there's been this other world that was quite compartmentalized, where I got to share all of my spiritual gifts by way of Middle Eastern dance instruction and choreography, by writing, by singing, by being in a singing group, and by traveling to deliver retreats, and by mentoring and coaching women all over the world. I am called the inner power priestess. And that is because I help you priestess your way through life, coming from your inner power and your inner wisdom. So bringing divinity to your humanity and always reminding you to take care of your humanity. I am also your purpose igniter. So for those of us who know, we're here for a purpose. We're called for something great in this time, in this space, on this planet. I get to help you ignite that purpose and walk in it now, not when the kids are grown, not when, oh, we're older and settled, not when I have the money, not when I've got the room and the space. Baby, now. You get to live your purpose now, and you get to live in your legacy now. Too, I'm a best-selling author. You can catch my book on Amazon, Ancient Future Unity. There's a beautiful anthology on a mission to amplify Black women's voices. And I love, 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 love being in this space with Jill, because there is this wild energy we create. And I know, had it not been for my book, which called me to speak about my own personal journey to roar in life, I would not have been able to be in this position, to be on this podcast with Jill and here with all of you to create STiLL. Here's who else I am. I am a wife. My beloved is just the love of my life and has been since the moment we met. That's another story for another day. Met in an airport, met in that. I am also daughter, friend, sister, and community creator and gatherer. I am also bonus mom. That's a whole other story too. So that is who I am. That's who I'm being in the world. And I get to coach and guide and mentor and intuit all of it from a highly spiritual and divine place. Again, merging the spiritual and divine with humanity. But I get to make it really practical. So I get to say, all of the woo is good. Now here's what you do with the woo. Let's go out in the world and do the woo.
Ugh.
That's who I am.
This is why, this is why I'm so excited to birth STiLL. It's like, we talk about that a lot. And you touched on it, like it's bringing this, like, there's some things that I won't stand for. There's a lot that I do stand for. And one of them is this, like, this is a whole other, we're going to go on some tangents. We're going to do a lot of things on this show, but I just like really want to like envision for all of you out there watching, because I think it's so important, sister, that we kind of just guide into this birth of STiLL and
Absolutely.
kind of break it all down. Cause I am seeing this like weird hierarchy happening in the spiritual world of like, and you tapped on, I was like, let's get practical, right? So I think, and I've seen both of us, like, and it's such a place from my heart where it's like, we're going to meet you where you are, sis, brother.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like whoever, however you identify, if you're out there listening in, like you get to be met exactly where you are, not from a place of like, oh, way up here. And like, come on, you need to meet me, or like way down here. So anyways, that can be that needs to be an
I'm so
episode.
glad you brought that up. I mean, it's such an important point, right? As people are getting to know us and recognizing that we do get to be supremely divine and so esoteric and so like, woo, all there. And I remember a preacher from a long time ago, like decades and decades and decades ago in my growing up. I heard him say, Dr. Frederick Casey Price, may he rest in peace. I remember him saying, you can't be so spiritually high that you're no earthly good.
Oof.
And that
Stacey's gonna
just
come with
stuck with
these.
me.
Oh God,
Like it
that's
just
so
stuck
good.
with me. And I was like, oh,
Ah,
this
say it
is
one
one of
more
the reasons
time.
why I don't connect with certain people in certain ways. You can't
Mm,
be so spiritually high that you're no earthly good. What I've discovered is that a lot of times when people are in that place, and Jill, I know you've encountered this too, as big and as massive as they may be in the world, you catch them bypassing. And that's why they're no earthly good, because it's like, I'm getting all this healing, all this transmission, all this transformation, and I can't really tell you how to get it too. I just want to show you what it is and
mm.
talk about it, which is a beautiful thing. And there's a place for that. This is not that place. Like, this is a place where there is no hierarchy. Like, I'm no more spiritually high than Jill, nor she to me, nor we to any of you. We just get to talk about what we're experiencing and what our lived experience has shown us and share it with you so that you can go and be practical with it. If there's some good nugget in there that you want to take and use, yeah, yeah, you get to take it and use it. You get to bring it to us too. Like in the comments, drop your nuggets. Give us the
Yeah, we
truth
want to
bombs.
know what
Give
do
us
you
the
want
wisdom
more of.
bombs. Like, tell us all
See,
the
yeah,
things.
I love it because we're also going to be bringing in guests that, are in alignment, or maybe we or are not, and we have completely separate views. But that's what you can expect from STiLL, is a whole wide reach of mentors, teachers, guides that have supported Stacey and I, or that we're just coming in connection with. Because if you all out there are commenting on a specific topic or practice or something that you would love for us to just intuit and or bring a guest on, like, that's our devotion to this. We will find the right person to get to have a chat with. And you also are bringing up this, like, when you said I and we, and I think that's the power. If you really look at STiLL, and we've talked about this, the I, and you were saying the I am and the I. And I think there's so much separation happening right now in a
Yeah,
lot of facets in our
yeah.
world. And I was such a, like, this whole STiLL came through. So you all know, Stacey and I, we kind of communicate. And then there'll be times when she'll say something and I'm like, hold up, what did you say? Because I'm like, no, that's what I just did. Or Stacey, like the other day, I shared this song with her.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She literally just was playing the song. And I literally just shared the song with her. She got done playing the song. She goes into our chat and she's like, Jill, and our higher selves have been playing in this way, this
Yeah.
whole other dimension.
Ooh, I just got chills.
And that's how
Ooh,
STiLL was birthed. And it has been
yeah.
a real cool, like, quick pace ride.
Very quick. I think quicker than I could have even imagined. But that's what happens when we let go of our need to know. Like, I need to know
Mm.
exactly what we're doing, when we're doing it, how we're doing it. We just get to be still and like stand in the stillness and just receive. And then boom, still popped in. Long before the conscious awareness, like still was already there. And when we allowed ourselves to kind of match up with the pace of the spiritual realm, if that's even possible, it's like, oh, I see it. There it is, very clearly. It's still, which reminds me, you'll you'll notice in our marketing and our logo, there's like an oceanic kind of feel to the background. It just occurred to me this morning that the way that we have our I, so the ST for Stacey, the ILL for Jill, and I in the middle, with the oceanic background, like the calm, soothing waves. When I looked at it this morning, I was like, oh, it's the lighthouse. That eye looks like a
Ugh.
lighthouse looking over the water. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yes,
Mm.
the beacon of light we get to follow in the stillness Oh my gosh.
There's so many things. Tell us, yeah, let us know. What do you feel when you are like checking out the logo, if you will, right? The
Mm-hmm.
branding, the visuals. Yeah. I mean, the other piece that's really important, I think, to ground in on this episode 1 is like the power and the stillness. And Stacey and I have been aware of, I mean, current day right now, there's a lot of plates that we're both holding and are spinning. And we'll get into that on a whole other podcast of like energetic capacity, because Stacey's got a lot and she's going to share about all the cool things she's up to. And so am I. And there's this thing that Stacey and I have been witnessing in each other for, I mean, probably like a year now, like since we've been in connection of like,
Feels like
or
longer than a
probably a long
year.
time,
Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
but like the power to come back to your stillness in the storm. Um, to be the like, here's a visual I use is like to be that water when there's a fire, or when there's, what is it? Like when there's a hurricane, to be the fire, like know when to bring both
Yeah.
energies.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Yeah, and bring all the energies, right? Because we work
Mm,
with all of the natural elements, and we talk about them a lot. I know just in my natal chart, there's just, there's a lot of earth, a lot of grounding, a lot of like, and you'll notice. Remember, Jill said we make sounds. We also make hand gestures, like just pulling things in and grounding it, and from there realizing like I am the storm. I create it all. Like I get to move air and energy. I get to be the fire. I get to be the water. Like I get to be earth. We get to be all of it. And you'll hear us talk about how we're using even the imagery of natural elements to really create capacity for ourselves, to create comfort for our nervous system, to create community and connection and support, and to create that stillness of just receiving, which is the divine feminine way. We just get to
mm,
receive. And
yeah.
yes, we get to do the things, but the doing comes from our being. We'll get into that in another episode.
Mm. Yeah, you'll hear us. Well, here's the other thing. If you love visuals, if you are a visual person, you can jump over to YouTube. We have our channel, STiLL with Stacey and Jill, and all of the links will be below. Um, yeah, we're gonna dive into elemental practices. We're really gonna dive into the embodiment. Just like there's a acronym that I use in my community, I've been using for a while: RAW, real, authentic witness to self. And I think that's what y'all are gonna get. It's like you're
Absolutely.
just gonna you're just gonna see it. We know what we're doing, but we really have no effing idea what we're doing. I
Yay.
cuss sometimes. You're gonna hear some fuck, some shit. We're
Bring
just
it.
gonna be we're just gonna be real. And oh, the other piece I wanted to let y'all know is you can count on us because we know how abundant you are. So each of these, I think our commitment is probably to keep these under 30 minutes. So you
Hmm.
can count on this is going to be some bite size, like woof, for you and your system and all that you're up to throughout the day.
Yeah, thank you for that reminder. Because I love when we can get in and get what we need and go, like go about our day. And I think that's what keeps a lot of people like out of playing in the spirit space. Like, oh, it's going to take 5 hours of meditation. I got to listen to this. And like, look here, spirit is so strong and powerful. Boom, in an instant, there you go. Your digital pill is right here. Take it and go. So yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
short, and sometimes it'll be really short.
I mean,
And
my spiritual
who
practice
knows?
4 days a week is because I'm out here in these mountains and I have a 25-minute drive to get to the gym. I commit to going to the gym 4 days a week. That is my spiritual practice, y'all. Is my drive to the gym is me driving. My
Right.
music is either off and it's like it's a whole practice. So I just share that because it's like this gets to be created however feels good to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Grab it and go. Like listen to it when you're dropping the kids off, making breakfast, or calming yourself
Mm.
down at the end of your day. And as Jill mentioned, like we really want this to be a community. So it's not like, oh, this is the Jill and Stacey show. Oh, Stacey and Jill are on. It's us, like all of us. So no, we don't have scripted out. Like this time we're talking about this time we're talking about that, blah, blah, blah. We have some idea and we leave lots of room to play. So pop into the comments. And, I'd really love on this first episode for you to introduce yourself, of course, but then also share with us, as Jill mentioned, like what comes up when you look at the marketing for STiLL? Like, what do you start to imagine? What do you start to feel? Like, what's coming up with that? And then from that space, like, what do you want more of? That feeling that came up, if it's calm, if it's serenity, if it's joy, like whatever it is, tell us, I want more calm. I want more joy. We'll naturally intuit, like, ooh, we know some stuff to bring in to
Mm.
support you. So know that Bill with Stacey and Jill, like this is just the platform. You are the community, and we get to be in this together.
Oops. We can't wait to meet you all. Oh, we do have some juicy things that will be flowing to you through you. And we're just so grateful that you tuned in to episode 1. So
Thank
this
you,
is
thank you,
STiLL.
thank you.
This is STiLL.
This
Ah,
is STiLL. Woo!
take a
Take
deep
that in.
breath in, exhale. Yeah.
Ah, love
Thank you
it.
all. Thank you, sister. We
Thank
will
you,
see you all.
sister.
We will see you all on the next episode. We can't wait to hear from you.
Love you.